Yo, welcome to the Trippy Show and the Paranormal News. Before we get into some recent UFO sightings, we have some updates on robots that are a little bit interesting to say the least. I wanted to talk about this new McDonald's cheeseburger. We teased this thing before going into the break, Kyle. It is a gray bunned burger. Gray buns. We have to post this one on the Facebook. Guys, make sure to follow or just be friends with the Trippy Show Facebook. This bun, it's a normal-looking bun despite the fact that the buns are straight up gray. They're calling it the future of cheeseburgers. Now, the one thing that interests me with this is that the Chinese, when it first came out, they said it looked disgusting. Well, now they love it. It's selling a ton. And maybe it's one of those things that shows you...
Sounds like propaganda.
That McDonald's knows what we want. We don't know what we want, and maybe we do. We want these gray buns.
Now, the true question is, what color does it turn your shit?
Oh, right? Yeah, because the Whopper, the black Whopper, turns your shit fluorescent green. I'm guessing the gray bun would turn it some sort of fuchsia. Mike, have you seen pictures of this burger yet? I mean, what the hell do we make out of this?
I don't know, man. This burger looks horrible. the gray bun? I mean...
The modern Chinese burger, as they call
it. What the hell were they thinking?
They just unveiled it in China, too. This is a brand new thing. It's got pork galore, bacon. It looks kind of good other than the bun, which looks like a tabletop or something.
I sort of want to barf just looking at it.
Really? Would you? You wouldn't even try it?
I'd try it.
I mean, if you head over to Asia and maybe you're craving some McDonald's.
The pork sandwich actually looks pretty good, actually.
I'd try it. I mean, I'm sure it's probably good. I'm sure you try it and it's good and you're like, oh, how the hell am I even eating this?
It looks so freaking weird. I don't get it.
It really does.
Platinum bun. Ah, man. It's like you're watching McDonald's commercials with black and white, but it's only the bun. We did want to get into some UFO sightings, but lately we've been looking at some sightings that just, you knew were probably not right. Either it was made up or they saw something stupid like a balloon or something of that nature. It's clearly not an alien vessel that has entered our atmosphere. So we're going to do a brand new thing where we're either going to trippify a story or not. Is that how you want to do this for now, Kyle?
Nope. Yeah, sounds good.
Because, we're going to stop calling these stories out for bullshit, and we're just going to let you guys know if this thing is maybe potential for UFO evidence, alien evidence, or if it's just another misunderstanding at the very least. The first UFO sighting we have is a shape-shifting UFO spotted along the Minnesota bike trail. We have a lot of shape-shifting UFOs, so we're going to get to this, and we're also going to go to Mike with a huge update. Apparently, an alien structure might have been discovered, but the first shape-shifting UFO is quoted as a large, morphing, transparent, triangular craft. Someone saw it while biking along the Douglas Trail. This is in Rochester, Minnesota. You guys can catch this all on MUFON. These are official reports that have been put out. They said, I went for a bike ride with my brother. We went to the Douglas Trail, so that starts in Rochester and ends in Pine Island, Minnesota. That's a long trail, 13 miles. And they were followed by a large brown hawk. That's where it all begins, Kyle, with the animals. And then they say this hawk was acting crazy and would not leave us alone. We finally stopped, and the hawk hovered about 30 feet above us. He was catching the wind and was staring at us. We thought he was going to attack us. I had never seen or heard of a hawk doing this sort of behavior, and they did nothing at all to provoke him. Interesting. I gotta say, I've been out in the desert and different environments where you have birds of prey circling you. I don't think that's too strange. So they said the hawk flew off. They kept their eye on him until he was a distance away. They were just about to start their ride again when they looked up, and above the hawk, they saw a white orb. The orb was way up high. It was a total cloudless day, so it was the only thing in the entire sky. And that is when the orb started to change. Crazy stuff so far. They said they looked at it for about 10 seconds, and then it started to grow in size. It changed its shape, became a large triangle craft. It was transparent, but the sunlight reflected off it. It looked like glass. With the sunlight, you could see its depth and dimensions. What do you think so far, K-Mac? I have more quotes from them, but so far it seems pretty legit.
Didn't we cover in our last Paranormal News another thing that was seen in this same exact city?
Yeah, Minnesota. I was wondering if you'd remember that. Yeah, and that one was it was triangle, but there was some shape-shifting references in that one as well.
I mean, so I got to almost go back to that same one. No one else saw this. This is the only people. I mean,
there's tons of UFO sightings every day. As far as the ones that have official reports on UFOs, or I'm sorry, on MUFON, that's a different story. Here's some more quotes. It says, then it shot across the entire sky at an insane speed. It went from the western horizon to the eastern horizon in 1 second flat, a vast distance. It had to be traveling at thousands of miles per hour. It then stopped instantly. He saw it, then it stopped, and he reached for his phone to take a picture. The object then blinked, and it shrank until it was gone. There was no time to get a picture. From the time it grew and went across the sky, it disappeared. It was only 5 seconds, and not enough reaction time to get a picture. So there you have. I know you, of course, were probably going to question that, Kyle. In this case, I give them a slight break. After the sighting, they continued their bike ride, and they witnessed no more activity. This is an eerie story. Whenever you hear tales of objects moving at light speed and then stopping immediately, not only is that something impossible here on Earth for us humans, I mean, we couldn't even survive that. If that were to happen, our brain would fall out of our scalp. Any thoughts on this one, Kyle?
I don't know, man. I'm still questioning a little bit here. I mean, it could have just maybe been the sun above them, and it had like a crazy, glow about it.
Mm-hmm. Mike, what do you think?
I don't know about this, man. I don't think I can trippify this.
Really?
Yeah, something seems a little fishy about this one.
See, I can trippify it because when you have the shape-shifting UFOs, especially when they're orbs, a lot of times I think of balloons or even just planes that when you look at it with the sunlight, it tends to be a mirage. It fucks with your eyes.
I'm not a big fan of the shape-shifting UFO
but this
style.
is a shape-shifting UFO that shoots across at light speed and then stops instantly. That's got some merit.
I gotta say that the whole Hawk story kind of makes this one not legit.
See, I feel like it does, Kyle, because if more people were looking into the sky, maybe more UFOs would be sighted. But the fact of the matter is that nobody really does look into the sky. A, the sun is too bright. Why would you want to do that? B, nothing goes on up there. Maybe some planes flying by, some birds, whatever. Other than that, it's just a blank space. So that lends the story for me to think, hey, now they have a reason for looking up in the sky. And
it's a valid
perhaps they
point.
didn't see it.
Valid point. I mean, a lot of people are on their cell phones and shit now, so they're definitely not looking up.
Yeah, we'll go into some other UFO stories. But first, I wanted to go over to Mike. Mikey, you were looking at a possible alien structure that was discovered. What's this all about?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard about this space telescope, but don't know the name of it. They released it after the Hubble.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the same thing as a Hubble, but a little bit stronger. It's called the Kepler Space Telescope.
Okay.
And the headline here is, did the Kepler Space Telescope discover a giant alien structure?
What?
This is pretty crazy stuff right here. I mean, a giant alien structure, what could that be? So, if you're among the 77% of Americans who believes in UFOs, they've got something for you here. As of January, the telescope found 1,013 exoplanets in 440 stellar systems.
Wow.
But its most interesting finding came in 2011, and it's slowly making headlines now. You see, normally when an exoplanet passes in front of a star, its light pattern is recognizable. According to Discovery, who runs the telescope, the shape of this, what they found, is always planet-like and round. And because it's looking at so many stars at once at the start of the mission, they've enlisted the help of scientists known as planet hunters to help with all this incoming data from this.
Damn, that's serious business right there.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. So what do you think by the pictures? Is this a misunderstanding? Do we have any kind of information?
I mean, they're really looking into this because they've never seen anything like this star. It's really weird, they're saying. And they thought it might be bad data or movement on the spacecraft, but everything actually checked out, and it's the actual structure or star itself. So it's going to be interesting to see, what else they find out about this thing.
Yeah, this guy, Jason Wright, who's an astronomer for Penn State, came out and said that aliens should always be the very last, hypothesis you consider. But this looked like something you would expect from an alien civilization to build.
What?
Wow.
That's insane. A crazy story. I'm tripifying this one for sure. And we have to follow this one because I think that we're going to hear more coming from it.
Definitely tripified, man.
And
Coming from, a telescope that we've sent out into space, this is absolutely tripified, man. Hopefully it will find something eventually. It's just floating out there, man.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they were thinking that it was, it could be bad data that was coming back to them, but apparently they checked it all out, and there's no errors. So
Exactly.
no errors at all. I was thinking that you always have to think when you have information that's traveling across space, there's going to be some sort of discrepancy.
Right, exactly.
And it's funny you actually talk about that story, Mike, because we have a breaking UFO sighting here at the BRN. I sent it to the Trippy Show email if you guys want to check it out. We have a pyramid-shaped UFO mothership that appeared over Brazil. I will tell you now, this isn't something that just happened. It's not like they just
is that a
witnessed
real picture?
But yeah, this is a story that just came out. No, that's not the real picture there. But we do have the real picture if you want to scroll down. That's why I wanted to show you guys this, because this was taken on June 14th. So not breaking, but just, of course, just coming to the limelight now. If aliens are invading, this is probably what they would be riding in, Kyle. Mike, if you want to check out the picture. Kyle, it's a little bit low. That one below up there is the fake one, but see that's the fake one. I'm sorry, that's the real one. It doesn't look a whole lot different.
Now, I'm reading here, we should also point out that the UFO was captured using Nikon P600 zoomed to 60 times, so there is a small but significant chance the UFO is the size of a pigeon.
All right, there's a chance.
So you might want to take that into account here.
All right, well, what do you think it is, K-Mac? Is this tripified or not? We have the picture in front of us. It is in a triangular form.
I think these are like really small aliens, and that's their whole planet. That's just flying around through ours. Like, that's its whole thing. It's like a big mountain.
And
it's
watching too much Men in Black.
It's the size of a bird.
Wow, it's a pyramid shape. This is one that we get all the time, and when you throw in the Illuminati references and everything, there's maybe something to this.
Two pyramids.
Yeah.
One on top of another one.
This is a pigeon pyramid.
Apparently, I'm looking at different references to this kind of UFO. Back on October 5th, 1996, a pilot over Brazil recorded a similar bronze pyramid shape in the sky. It flew around, and apparently some smaller UFOs came out of the top. So this could be the same UFO that he witnessed all the way back then. You'd have to think it's a legitimate source. Maybe it's one of the smaller UFOs that came out of the top. Yeah. Wow. Crazy stuff there, Mike. And I like this story a lot. Definitely going to have to post it on the Facebook and see what you guys think. If you have any UFO sightings, definitely hit us up, 1-888-69-BUBBA, 1-888-692-8222. Another thing we're looking at when it comes to the world of the supernatural is robots. Do you consider robots as part of the paranormal news, K-Mac?
When they have the AI and start thinking for themselves, and that's pretty paranormal to me.
Some T-1000 stuff.
You guys, just going back to that last pyramid UFO thing, I'm going to semi-tripify this because they have a photo. That's why.
Okay.
That's
semi-tripify.
Semi-tripify.
So you think there's like little mini aliens flying around?
Like I said, I don't believe any of that garbage, but the picture semi-tripifies it, so,
it's a good one.
It doesn't look really faked. It could be just something screwed up, but, hey, they got a picture.
I was thinking it could be a distorted bird when you mentioned that it was the size of a pigeon, possibly. It could be like a large goose flying at you or away, which could possibly make a triangular form, but I don't think so. I mean, these people seen this thing, and it's one of the best ones we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
When it comes to robots, though, Kyle, what are you looking at here? I mean, we had some stories we wanted to cover a couple shows back we couldn't get to, and this stuff is mind-blowing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Samsung has just created a new project here. What they're going to be working on is to make robots cheaper than any human worker. Basically, this project's in collaboration with South Korea's Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. They have funded to the tune of 6.775 billion won. I'm not sure how much won is converted to American dollars. but a lot of money into the works here.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what it's going to be doing is creating robots that are going to be doing these jobs, these assemble jobs, where these people are assembling, different phones, iPhones, different stuff like that. And these robots are going to be able to do it just as good. And this is not good for, the people in these kind of industries. I mean, it's just going to pretty much take out all of those jobs for humans who now are going to be, they aren't going to have any jobs. They're going to have to try to live off the government or something else, completely, change their whole trade. I mean, these people have learned this trade, and they've, it took them a long time to learn how to do this. They're doing this job. Now they're going to get replaced by robots.
That's going to become a big story. It's a little bit more prominent over there across the sea, like you said.
Yeah.
It's cheaper for workers over there than it is here, so they're definitely going to use the robots over here compared to some of those third world countries.
It's going to be coming. I mean, that's how it starts right there. It's going to start in one country, and they're going to show the results and how much more efficient it is and faster, and how much money they're saving. And it wouldn't be long at all till every company over here in America is like, there we go. That's what we'll do now.
People think that there's issues right now with not enough jobs. Imagine when companies have to answer the fact that they're cutting off jobs to save money, where they can hire robots who can do it for that.
Well, we do have the answer.
Yeah, what's that?
To staying employed when the robot takeover happens.
What is it?
It's pretty much, you got to brush up on your social skills. The only thing that's going to make us different in the workforce between us and robots is social skills.
Yeah.
So they say,
makes sense.
as far as doing like journalist type jobs, anything in the media, any of that kind of stuff, you'll be okay. But any of these people who are working on construction and these other things really got to start becoming better socially and, carry themselves better, because now you're going to have to do a different job now that you wouldn't be able to do before. And that's the only way you're going to be able to work.
Well, here's the trippy take on that. The robots are trying to diminish our social skills because they have
on the
cell phones. Yeah, and that the social media is taking away our social skills.
Yep.
So that way the robots can get in there.
Exactly. There's a new study that just came out saying the social media is making millennials less social. The irony in that, huh?
What?
This thing called social media, and it's true, man. And I've really noticed this lately, and it's starting to cross over into kind of older people. People before where, they would go out and, they would talk the whole time. Now I've seen some older people, like they're out to dinner and they're both on their cell phones. And I was like, I'm talking about like older couples, like 50 and over, like that are out doing that. And I'm like, man, this is really starting to take over everybody now. And it's, it really does make people, do things on their own and do their own thing and not join in conversation with other people.
Yeah, I've seen a couple times out. I've seen families come into restaurants. It looks like they're going to have a nice family dinner. Instead, they bust out a tablet and put on TV in the middle of the restaurant. So you're trying to be there with your family, and you hear some, children's show in the background. Like, what the hell's going on?
Like, come on. Like, you can't teach your kid to sit there and behave and talk with people.
You got to put a TV show on to distract them.
That quick parenting, just a quick, this will shut them up for a little while.
Yeah, put on the TV. Crazy stuff. So is that the robot stories you had? Because there was one other one which covered a robot that could heal itself, and I thought that was, probably game over.
Heal itself?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's robots that have been created that will pretty much, it goes along with this.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be able to heal a complete city. So like when lights are out at stop signs, when there's been pavement that's messed up, these robots will fly out to a location and they have all the tools necessary to fix everything.
Nice. Okay, so the self-repairing city is not repairing itself.
City.
It's
it is. The city is basically going to be on a network, and that network is going to know when stuff is going wrong.
That's some future.
The city is going to send out these, drones that are going to go out there and fix the problem.
We need something like that. I feel like that could be good. It's going to be scary because you're going to have drones and robots everywhere.
That's where it starts, and that's when the cities, that's when the robots start controlling the city.
And the taxes are paid to maintain the robots. You have your robot that sweeps the streets to keep it clean. You have robots that go around and clip the the foliage and all the plants everywhere. I feel like you would have a better looking city because nowadays you have things. You could have a person run into a sign and then drive away and nobody report it. It'll look like shit. It'll look like shit for a while. In this case, it's almost like whenever it happens, right away you have some kind of robot crew come out and fix the damages. Definitely something we can expect but also something that's correlated to The Fifth Element, a movie like that. Minority Report, that's exactly what we're turning into. And video games, you play games like Halo and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing how it's like that's a blueprint of what we're going to see
It's going to be like
in the near future.
Demolition Man. When you cuss, it's like the building's like, oh, you created a, that's against the law. Here's your ticket.
So thank you guys again for joining us for the Paranormal News. We're going to create some more production for that and improve it and bring you all of the biggest stories coming from the supernatural world. So definitely stay tuned to the Trippy Show as we continue to be the definitive source for everything paranormal. One last